Hello, and welcome to Seasacapes, a new adventure set in the world of Theris in the Jazz Expanse. I'm Cinna, your DM, and tonight I'm joined by...
I'm Mike, usual DM, but now player, playing Delmar Zaladir, Druid Warrior of the Waters. And I'm also taking on the role of Zavrin Windsong, the half-elven bard.
Aggressive. Anyway, my name is Miles. I'm playing Yip in Hastavex de la Schenkheim, a kobold paladin.
And last but not least, I am Kitties, and I am playing Emil Druskar. She is a Githras, a Gith monk.
Is that right? Yeah.
I couldn't get it out.
Alright, well, last session, the party finished their tower excursion, showing Francis the treasure they looted and repeating the story of the vision that they saw. That night, Delmar dreamt of the woman again, seeing more of the story, merfolk attacking her and her escaping by diving into the sea from the top of the tower. Delmar saw the woman flee to a mine with dark dwarves and tall mountains nearby. When Delmar woke, he saw an eerie green fog rolling in, and he was able to warn his party members of the incoming ship. When Frances saw the ship, she used her emergency submerged ship crystal, ferrying the party under the surface of the water in an attempt to escape. However, when resurfacing, the strange ship had managed to keep up with them. Aboard the ship were a group of revenants and their necromancer, Jeremy. Emil made quick work of each revenant, pushing them overboard where they slipped below the waves, weighed down by their armor and lack of ability to swim. After a few very damaging abilities by the necromancer, he was struck down by the good Don Yip. They pulled back the necromancer's robe to see a haggard-looking man, his face lined with grief, making him look older than he was. The party finished their night, resting up to be assaulted by the chef's birthday lunch the next day, a foul concoction only Yip was able to stomach. After lunch, the party found an enormous glass bottle floating in the water. When they fished it out, they found a beautiful love poem written in Giant. The party arrived back at Schenkheim, where they met with Marianne and heard the story of the necromancer Jeremy, who was the child of one of Marianne's old crew members. The crew member died on an excursion for Marianne, and Jeremy never forgave her, vowing vengeance on all of Marianne's associates and herself. Marianne was pleased with the treasure the party brought back and paid them 100 gold pieces each for their time and their share of the loot. She showed them where their next target was located, the island of Beral. Marianne has sent multiple ships there to find a mine rumored to be filled to the brim with gemstones, but none of them have come back. She explained to the party they would be taking her personal ship, a glorious galley with rich furnishings, because of its speed and ability to navigate the rough waters around Beral. She explained they would be leaving as soon as the party was ready, and the party departed her ship with intent to visit the Sickle again. When they arrived at the Sickle, Zavrin got friendly with the gnarliest-looking man in the bar and asked about Beral. The party ended the night with plans to shop the next day and maybe even visit a spa. And that is where we are at, guys. You want to switch to number 1.
So was it still night when we ended last session?
I thought we ended up on the ship and we were in bed.
Yes.
Right.
So you sleep through the night very soundly, and you wake up in the morning ready for a full day ahead of you. For whatever you guys want to do.
All my intent with Delmar was to see if he could locate potions of healing in town.
We can. There is the have to pull it up real quick. Hold on. You know that there is the Silver Tower, a magical shop located near the keep that's on top of the cliff.
Is it?
It's this
gray
one
circle?
here. It's the purple one.
Oh, it's the purple one.
Oh, no, it is the gray one. You're right.
Okay. Well, in the morning, Delmar joins the party on the deck if you allow me to do that, and
Of course.
also to everyone else too, unless anyone wanted to narrate waking up.
No, I throw you off the deck.
No.
Nah, you're good.
Okay. It's called the Silver Tower.
Yes.
All right. So Delmar stretches, his body dripping with seawater as he spent the night underneath the pier again, and he walks over the deck, dripping everywhere, and he says, "My friends, with the payment we have received, I plan to peruse the Silver Tower. I'm going to see if there's anything I can afford that is useful. If anyone wants to join me, feel free."
That sounds like a really good idea.
And Zavrin goes like, "I'll join you."
Well, seeing as all of you are going, I should probably accompany you for your safety.
Absolutely, we're going to need your protection.
Precisely. I grab my giant lance and I begin marching in a direction which is probably wrong.
So Delmar,
Emil smiles at Delmar and just follows. Yep.
Zavrin tries to be smooth and sort of make Yip feel like he's leading, but he's actually leading him in the right direction.
Sounds good.
He kind of
Perfect.
like does the thing where he's behind him, and then as Yip goes in one direction, he kind of looks over his shoulder, sees Zavrin like motioning, and the rest of the party, honestly, motioning to another direction. And he corrects himself, I assume. So heading to the tower.
Yes.
I feel like at some point somebody picks him up and just puts him in the right direction.
It's a shortcut, my friend.
A shortcut. Well, take us that way then.
All right.
No sense in killing daylight.
So you guys make it over. Oh, am I carrying everyone? There we go. You make it up to this point here, and you have to get into a lift in order to get up the cliffside.
All right.
Are any of you scared of heights?
Not scared of depths, not scared of heights. I don't
My
think so.
my horse might be, but I am fine.
Poor Tater Trot.
How big's the platform?
Oh, it's pretty big.
Okay. It's like,
They
is
use it to carry like goods from the lower half of the city up to the upper half of the
Is it
city,
like-
so it's huge.
Is it like a yeah. You answered my question. Never mind.
I just use my surprising strength to like hold his bridle really tightly, and even if it looks over, it's just like not even moving.
I love it. So it takes you guys a while, like 7 or 8 minutes in order to get up to the top, because there's someone at the bottom pulling the ropes in order to get you guys up there. And when you get up to the top, you can see that this half of the city is way nicer than the bottom half. Like there's grass everywhere, and there's like really nice manicured lawns. And you guys arrive at the Silver Tower, which is... Oh, Emma, I moved you. Didn't mean to. It is a tall, like, tower, and, like, it's kind of crooked a little. You know, going this way and that way. And you go inside, and it is just packed. It's like hoarders gone crazy, just packed to the brim with magical items.
What kind of stuff do we see on the first floor?
Oh, there's stuff like floating gyroscopes. There's one of those like bird things that dips its beak into the water.
I like this one.
Is it like
Emil stands in front of it and just watches it for a while.
you said hoarders like that kind of thing? Is it just junk?
Yes.
Well, not junk, but is it just stuff piled together, or are there shelves?
There are no shelves. There are like winding pathways through the shop, and at the very back you see a little desk, a little counter with a short older man standing behind it, and he has these goggles on that are like kind of like night vision goggles where they like stick out a whole lot, and he is staring at you guys.
Zavrin makes an offhanded comment about the messiness of this place. Oh, so disorganized. And Delmar just looks kind of befuddled, and he's looking around.
And the guy at the counter says, "Can I help you?"
Delmar, here with a goal, looks up to him and he says, "Oui, my friend. I'm looking for a potion of healing. Do you have?"
As soon as you say potion of healing, one of the eyes on the goggles like juts off to the side. And he says, potions of healing. Yes, we do have those. And he scuttles off, and you hear a bunch of crashing, and you hear him like curse, and then he comes back with a really dusty like tray of different potions. Some of them are like black ooze, and you see a couple of potions of healing, and then there's one potion that it's like a gray color and is kind of sparkling a little bit, and he sets it on the counter in front of you.
It's just a box of vials.
Yep.
So
Emil picks up the gray sparkly one and says, "What does this one do?"
Oh, that one is a special one. It makes you invisible.
And how much would somebody pay for an invisibility potion?
75 gold pieces.
Wow. Emil puts it kind of down like it's on fire.
He
So,
like pats it and makes sure that it's in there nice and neat.
Sir, oh god, Zavrin. Sir, if I may ask, is this potion the sort of invisibility that wears off if you cast a spell or attack someone? Or is it the sort that persists?
It persists, but invisibility potions are not my strong suit, so I can't promise what else would happen if you drank it.
Mm.
And his goggles like zoom in and get longer.
Is this inspired by that one character from Atlantis?
I have no idea.
Okay. Zavrin's
Which of the potions is the most delicious?
He says, "Oh, delicious potions," and he ducks behind the counter, and you hear more rummaging, and he comes back up holding two like really large vials, like Erlenmeyer flasks, and they are pink. And there's pink potion in them. He says, "These are the most delicious potions I've ever made.
What do those do? That's not mine.
They help with indigestion."
I would like all of them.
10 gold each.
May I have a sample?
He he uncorks one, and there's like a little bit of tiny little shot glass, and he pours a couple drops in it and hands it over to Yip.
I lick up the little shot glass. Is it good?
Tastes like Pepto-Bismol.
Oh God.
He continues to lick into it, trying to get more, and is disappointed when it's empty. And immediately pays the man 20 gold and takes his Pepto-Bismol.
Yes. He says, "Thank you."
Sir, I would like to purchase the invisibility potion, please.
Okay. 65 gold.
Deal. Hands over the gold. Not making note that he went down in price.
He scoops the gold into his apron pockets and then looks back at you.
I'm adding that to his sheet. Delmar says, "How much? How much for the potion of healing?"
Well, since you guys have been good patrons, 45 gold.
He says, "I will take 2 of them if you have 2 of them."
I do. And he takes two of the healing potion vials out of the little tray thing and holds them out to you double-fisted.
He collects 90 gold and hands it to him. Out of his little purse and hands it to him.
And the guy stuffs it in his apron pockets, and his apron pockets are bulging now.
You wouldn't happen to have something for horses, would you?
Oh, horses, huh? Well, hold on just a second. And he spins around and he goes into the back where there's a tiny door, and he has to crawl through it. And then
It is very inefficiently laid out.
you hear more crashing, and you hear a woman shouting. And you hear, "Lonnie, what the hell are you doing?" And he comes back with a it's like a giant collar, right? And he says, "Well, I've got this, and it can turn any horse into another type of horse."
Leader is perfect.
Does that mean I can change its color anytime I want?
Yes.
Oh, how much?
25 gold.
Deal.
You could make Tater Trot a unicorn.
And he hands the collar over, and when you touch it, it feels magical.
Oh, very good magic. Very good. Very good. I begin running out of the store immediately to put it on him.
Delmar kind of browses through the potions a little bit more. Is there anything more here of note, or is it just the invisibility potion?
It was basically just the invisibility potion.
Alright.
The other full vial that was in that little tray is just black sludge, and you don't think it would be helpful at all.
Alright. Yeah. He actually says to the proprietor, he gestures to the black goop and the slime, and he says, "Is that a potion there, or is that an ingredient?"
"Oh, this is special. I'm not done with it yet." And he grabs it and tucks it into his apron. He's like,
Fair enough.
I'm gonna turn it into a creature.
Interesting. He looks around and he says, and I've come here for I've gotten what I need here. Thank you very kindly. And he starts to walk away.
And he says, "Bye."
Zavern starts to exit too.
Wonderful.
Emil just kind of slinks behind everyone.
Nothing here to jump out at you, Emil?
I don't need things.
He nods.
Alright. Is there anything else you guys wanted to do today?
I would like to test how effective this collar is.
Okay.
So I put it on him, and I try to figure out exactly how I start it. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make the horse's mane like grow stupid, shaggy, fluffy, like he's practically an afro.
So you put it on Tater Trot, and you focus a little bit, and it starts to like shimmer, and all of a sudden Tater Trot's mane just like poofs out into an afro, and it kind of scares Tater Trot a little bit.
I begin climbing up into it and make a little nest, and then I command him from there.
A little nest.
I love it.
No, I've peaked. I'm done. So if we just want to go die at the mine now, I've done everything this character was meant to do.
All right. Okay, so then that night or that evening, some folks may have come along with him, but Zaffirin and Delmar have they've gone to, what was it, the Emerald Fern Spa and Resort.
Ooh, wonderful.
So I might take a few liberties here, but we see a shot of a wooden log fence with a wooden plaque sign that reads "Entrance around the block," and then like the little insignia of the Emerald Fern Spa and Resort. But steam rises from the other side of the fence, and you hear, like the camera hears, and then, I haven't felt this way in my entire life. That's a spot. That's a spot right there. You're hitting just the red zone. The shot then goes over the fence, and we see Delmar and Zaffirin on two separate tables getting massages. Two halfling men walking over their backs.
I love it.
Zaffirin, when we are done with this strange vision business, I'd like to visit here once again. And the two halflings hop off at the two gentlemen, one saying, "Session is over. You may use the hot springs and our other accommodations until closing time, but any further service will be added to your tab." Delmar and Zaffirin both trot over and slink into the hot spring, and remain there, looking up at the stars. And after
it is very relaxing.
a few minutes after, Delmar says, "The trip to Baral will be full of danger and risk, Zaffirin. I cannot wait." I'm sure we'll pierce through whatever or any obstacle handedly. And there's like a shot of the stars scene.
I love it.
Emil is going to browse through the market looking for fresh fruit.
Oh, and there's plenty of it. Lots of it to be had. This is a very lush and tropical area of the world.
Any mangoes?
Oh, yeah. Lots of them.
The forbidden.
A whole basket of mangoes.
A bushel.
Yes.
Emma buys 5.
I have no idea what fruit costs. I'm just gonna say a silver.
Okay.
If it's plentiful, then I can't imagine it'd be too expensive.
Yeah,
Like, you could probably be as much as a loaf of bread,
that's true.
which is like coppers. But, silver makes sense to me.
The market, the little booth owner thanks you and bows whenever you buy his mangoes.
How much did that trip to the resort cost? I would feel like I'm cheating if I didn't ask that.
I don't know, 5 silver each.
Oh, alright.
You didn't get the happy ending. That was more expensive.
Jesus.
Wait, if there was an option on the tab, Zabrin would have gotten it. That option was on the ticket. I'm just saying.
I think you're right.
He would have had that.
I think you're right. So
Okay.
Delmar went for the normal, like, nothing crazy, but I think Zavrin probably went all the way.
Okay, that would be 2 gold for him.
2 gold for him. Perfect.
And it is 2 halfling men that help him out.
So you're leaving, and he just walks back in. I forgot my shoes.
I'll see you on the ship.
No.
I'll see you later. Okay, I get it. And then 2 silver for Zavrin. Alright. Perfect. Okay. They're very alright, we're not gonna get into that. Anyway.
No.
All I was gonna say is
It's
they're very
over.
professional. The end. At the end of the night.
I feel like Zavrin would approve.
Me too.
Oh,
We'll
absolutely.
double check with them later. I feel like at the end of the night, Delmar will take another nap underneath the pier. Zavrin's slinking back into his quarters with a big smile on his face.
And Marianne catches him before he goes to bed and says, "Well, did you guys have a nice evening? You think you'll be ready to go tomorrow morning?"
He looks at her. He's got a big old grin on his face, and he says, my captain, I am more than prepared. This day was just what I needed." And he says, if nothing else, I bid you good night.
Says good night.
I'm done.
Is there anything anyone else wanted to do?
Emma's just sitting on the deck, just cutting up mangoes. She offers a piece to anybody who comes.
Oh,
There's a couple of deckhands that take a piece and they thank you profusely.
I think Zavrin would probably take one too. Oh, delicious.
She's done. When she's done with her mangoes, she goes to bed. She stashes the rest in her pack.
Okie dokie. Yep, is there anything else you wanted to do?
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Alright. So you wake up the next morning feeling more rested than usual. And you can tell that you guys are getting ready to embark on your journey because there's lots of deckhands running around making sure everything's prepared. And Marianne is at the helm of the ship with her map in her hands.
Delmar is not there yet.
If that is the case, then Yip is waiting on the gangplank, very cross-armed and disapprovingly waiting for him.
And when he's missed, about a minute later, he breaches from the water. Slam onto the pier.
You're late!
And he just happily marches up onto the gangplank.
Mop up after yourself.
Uh-huh.
You're going to walk on this deck. We don't want someone slipping and hurting themselves. Mop up after yourself.
He says, I love it. He says, oh God, what can I do about this? Oh, okay. He says, we of course, and he casts shape water, and he gathers up all the water on himself and then like all Avatar style, makes it into a little ball and just drops it into the water. And then any water like on the ground, he just kind of like blows with the gust cantrip.
Yip does his best to not show his enthusiasm and interest in this, but just kind of, you see his like grin, like, all right, very good. Come on, we have to go.
He goes. It's on the ship.
All right, Marianne. She checks in with you guys to make sure you're all ready to go, and then you guys get started on your way over to the island of Biral.
Oh.
Put you over here. And Marianne tells... Yes. Number 2.
On it.
And she tells you guys that we're going to be going around the islands in the most direct path that we can, so as to avoid any unnecessary encounters. So you guys get started. And her ship is so much faster than Francis is. Like, you guys are just astounded by how fast this ship is.
During the first leg of the journey, Zavern goes up to Delmar and says, Delmar, you should try one of these mangoes that Imil has procured. They are delicious. He says, alright.
Emma hears this and she pulls a mango from her sack and begins slicing it up.
And Delmar smells the initial smell, and he says, smells like a tree. And then he smells the actual sweet part, and he says, devious.
They're wonderful.
Alright, so when you guys get to about here, you can see off in the distance just a tiniest little speck of an island. And as you get closer, you see just the most beautiful island that you can think of, and it's super lush. And there's mountains on the other side, and all of the deckhands, they rush over to one side of the ship, and many of them have their own like little telescopes, and they're pointing at the island.
Yip holds his lance up to his eye.
Has Delmar ever been here?
Yes, you know that there is an Amazonian tribe that lives on this island.
Oh, man. He says, Zavrin, have you ever heard of... What's the island called?
Of course you would ask me that. Hold on just a second. I have a name for it.
No proper nouns.
No proper nouns.
It's D&D, no proper nouns. No.
I know, right? I'm so unprepared. Oh, I actually don't have a name for it.
Bezos Island.
Mount Wanahakalugi.
Both of those.
No. Actually, that gives me an idea. I would like to try to chop off some of my horse's glorious afro and then try to grow it back.
Okay, when you chop Tater Trot's afro off, it turns back into his normal hair. And then when you focus on regrowing it, it regrows.
What happens to the hair?
It crumbles into dust.
I think Island of Amazons would probably prefer this, and I give him like luxurious Fabio hair, practically down to his haunches.
What? Says Zafran.
And I make sure that like I command him to flip it as much as he can. Just
And he does it a lot, and it is glorious. He is a master at flipping his hair. So when you guys get about here, and it's starting to turn evening,
How far off from the island are we? So it's on the horizon, and we can see like details of it.
yes, you're not close enough to like row a skiff out there, right? But it's close enough to see details.
Okay. I feel like Zafran would beg. Actually, he already has it. He wants to walk over. He would want to walk over there. Wait, like, so it does look like it's super far though?
Yeah,
Okay,
super far.
I'm gonna play. I won't play out that scene.
And when you guys get about here, you see more detail on this side of the coast. And you can see a bunch of pirates that have been crucified. And they're on the shore. And you see a lot of the deckhands, they like turn white or they turn green whenever they see them.
I feel like this would make Zafran more interested.
Oh, probably.
Emma walks forward and sits at the come on, can't think of the word. Right at the top of the front of the ship.
Wow.
The bow, there we go.
The king of the world spot.
Yeah, she just kind of sits in that corner, you know, where the tip meets,
Mm-hmm.
enjoying the breeze, pretending that the pirates aren't there, crucified.
And you guys get a little bit further before Marianne stops everyone and says, "This is where we're going to lay anchor for tonight."
We got here in one day.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
it is a fast ship. Like you think it's not. It's pretty incredible how fast it's going. It's magically enhanced.
All right.
Okay. So, is there anything you guys wanted to do tonight?
Zafran goes, oh, we didn't bring any wine.
Did you drink both bottles?
We did.
Oh.
We did because we wanted to, I mean, we opened the second one because of the delicious lunch provided by, I forget his name.
Hob. Well, there's Marianne overhears him and says, "And there's plenty of ale in the kitchens."
That'll serve, thank you.
Emil hears ale and darts towards the kitchen.
You make it to the kitchen, and it's a pretty nice little dining area, little kitchen, and there's an older woman there, like washing the dishes. She looks up and sees you and says, "Oh, hi."
Hi. I hear that there's ale. May I get some, please?
Of course. And she directs you to a seat, and then hurries off and fetches you a tankard and like a pitcher of ale, and sets it down in front of you.
Thank you. I'm Emma.
I'm Sarah.
It's so nice to meet you, Sarah. How long have you been with Marianne?
Oh, a long time. Probably going on 30 years now.
Wow.
And you start to get a little hint of something's, not quite right with Marianne, because she looks like she's maybe 30 at most.
You mean Sarah?
No, Marianne.
Oh, okay.
Sarah's been
I
with her a
would-
long time, and Marianne looks young.
Oh, I get
Right.
it now. Okay.
I wouldn't have guessed that Marianne was older than 30.
No, you're not the only one. I'm pretty sure Marianne's been patrolling these waters for about 70 or 80 years now.
Emma just kind of stashes this in the back of her head. She's going to share it with the rest of the team.
Severan's probably down there. Probably being his charismatic self. I didn't want to overshadow you. Also gets an ale.
Sarah brings Zavrin a glass as well.
Thank you. How's the ale?
Emma
It's
leans
pretty good.
Okay.
Emma leans into Zavrin and tells him Marianne has been traveling these waters for 70 or 80 years.
Curious. She hasn't aged much for a human. She's human, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's very curious.
He nods and he takes a small sip of the ale. He says, the ale is serviceable at least.
And, Sarah comes back and gives you guys some bread. And it's warm. Like it was just cooked.
Oh, fresh baked bread. He takes a bite.
She says, "Is there anything else I can get you guys?"
He says, I'm curious, is this galley for all of the ship hands?
Yeah, we do. We take care of our crew here.
Marvelous.
And then she heads off back to the kitchen.
Never drink. Continue gnawing on his bread, I guess. Delmar's up on deck just watching the ocean. He'll probably get something to eat at some point, but...
I'm on deck attempting to make a Pegasus, but I keep getting just black splotches that look like feathers and wings on the sides of it.
You sure do.
No, you grow wings!
There's a point where you keep trying, and like a single feather pops out of the side of Tater Trot,
What you
and then it falls off.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
He didn't. Okay, go on. Never mind.
I kind of like wave my hands over and I cover it up and it goes away. Nothing at all. Being playing with my non-existent hair.
He just looks curiously at Tater Trot, and then looks at. Would he have noticed the feather?
Oh, probably. Your passive perception's high enough.
You very respected.
He says, what was with the feather?
I thought Tetra's needed a tickle. He needs to laugh more. He has a long face.
Delmar just laughs.
Why is that funny? Why is it always funny when I say that?
He says, I'm laughing out of I'm laughing out of being impressed with how much you care for your animal.
Yes, he's a good horse.
Oui.
Can I make him look like non-horse materials? Can I make him look like wood so he could be a Trojan horse?
You focus pretty hard, and you get like this rowan coat of like brown, and like there's some lighter browns, some darker browns. It looks kind of like wood, but it's like if you painted a horse a wooden color. Like that's about what it looks like.
If I can make designs, we can use Tetratrot as a message system. I begin like thinking about it, and I try to do a thumbs up on this code on the side.
It works.
Ah! Look at that!
Now your horse makes emojis.
Emo what?
I think that was out of character.
I know.
Emma, what? I just wow. Now I'm imagining horses with like giant like the crying laughing face on the rump or something.
That's me.
I wonder if I can make it like almost camo and go in the forest real slow with it. But anyway, I make it back into its white Fabio form, give it like the longest, thickest eyelashes possible, and I head down to my cabin.
They have the most glorious eyelashes. They look like someone stuck butterflies right above his eyes.
Delmar makes his way down to the galley and gets himself something to eat.
They have
Zavrin and or ML may or may not be there.
they have fresh fish for dinner. Or porridge.
Did you say or porridge?
Or porridge. Yeah.
Is that Delmar goes for the porridge? He's still on that terrestrial kick.
And it's pretty delicious. Sarah put some some honey in it. And it's really good.
Emil shares with Delmar what she found out about Marianne.
He thinks for a moment. He says, I've been around humans for a while now. She seems much younger than that.
That was my thought. What do you think would cause her to have such youth still?
The sea she's mysterious. Could be anything. She gives life. Maybe she just has extra life.
Emil shrugs her shoulders. She doesn't know a whole lot about humans, so.
Have we told our glorious leader? He says with friendly sarcasm, since he's not there.
I haven't decided to tell him yet.
Becomes pertinent, we can. I'm done.
Where is our glorious Dawn yet?
Oh, you said Dawn. Okay. My brain thought you said dog, and I was like, okay. Anyway, he says, he went down to his cabin.
It's unlike him to miss a meal.
He might be doing more push-ups. Can always knock on his door.
Well, I'm gonna go turn in. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night. Good night.
As Emma walks by Yip's door, she knocks on it
Yeah.
and says, "You forgot to eat tonight."
I wasn't hungry.
Good night, fearless leader.
Good night, loyal subordinate.
A few minutes later, footsteps from
Little tiny. Oh god.
footsteps from Zavrin and the kind of the pip pap kind of footsteps from Delmar, because Delmar does not wear shoes, so that his flipper feet can tread. They just both turn in.
Okay. And the night passes uneventfully. You guys wake up the next morning, and Marianne has already gotten an early start on headed towards the island.
Says grunts Delmar as he stretches. They both get up to the deck.
Okay. And you guys keep traveling. And about noon, one of the... Where would you guys be at around noon?
Delmar's on the deck, just looking out.
As is Emma.
I begin turning my fearless horse into a fearless sea cow.
Okay. At about noon, you hear the blast of a horn, and off to the front of the ship and advancing quickly. And I love this event so much. It's purple, sparkly, like smoke or fog coming at you guys.
I would like to note that I still have been performing the pair rituals for my allies,
Okay.
should they want it.
Yeah.
Emma throws on her cloak and pulls up her hood, just in case.
You, the guy in the crow's nest shouts down to Marianne, incoming! And Marianne is at the helm, and she has her telescope pointed out towards the fog, and she says, I don't think that there's any way we can avoid this. We're just gonna have to go through it.
Do you know what it is?
I've never seen this before in my life.
That's Delmar.
You have not.
Is it pink fog or purple fog?
It's purple, sparkly fog, smoke stuff.
Anything sparkly should be
You have to
taken with caution.
You have to go for the perfume department.
Fuck.
Yip
I
tries.
smell like little French whores.
Yip tries to find like a barrel of some sort that he can like stow away in.
You find a barrel of... It's like half full of fish.
All right, perfect. I get in there and I begin nibbling as I put my giant sea cow like on the top, and I make him like move every once in a while so I can breathe.
There's like a little hole in the side of the barrel that you can look
Damn.
out.
All right.
Zavrin's probably just like, this looks marvelous. I bet it smells even better.
So you guys get into the fog, and sometimes it smells like rotten fish. Other times it smells kind of good, like fruit. Other times it smells like flowers. It's very weird, very strange, and it feels funny too. And you guys are traveling in it for a couple of hours before you emerge from the purple sparkly fog at an island. And I stole this map, so that's why it looks different.
This comes from a random generator. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'll send it to you later.
Okay. Oh, where's the...
I pop Hugh off of my little barrel and pull out. Fish guts kind of spill out as I knock the barrel out.
Are we alive? Did we make it?
We
No.
did fearless leader.
You see Marianne, like, furiously checking the map and, like, glancing from the map to the island to the map again. She says, "This is nowhere in the Pleiades Expanse."
You know where we are? At all?
No idea.
That doesn't bode well.
She gets closer to the shore. Oh, not that close. And she uses her telescope. She says, I don't see anything. Except for in the center of the island, past this range of mountains here,
Oh, so
you see just a singular, like, beam of white energy going up into the sky. Yes, exactly. Oh, I have a description for this island. Hold on.
I was gonna ask like what the scale is.
Oh, it is enormous. Like it's a big island. It's probably
Like Australia or
no, it's not. It's not that big. It's kind of like
New
the island
Zealand.
in Lost. It's probably about a mile across.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Emma. What did you say?
Oh, I said New Zealand.
Yeah, it's
That's a good comparison.
New Zealand's definitely bigger than a mile across.
Well, in between New Zealand and the island in Lost.
Okay.
Alright, so Marianne says, well, we can turn around and try to go back the way we came, and you can see that there's just like a ring of the purple sparkly fog around the island.
somehow I think that even if we were to go back, we'd end up back here. It's something
Well,
like,
go ahead.
oh no, he says, oh, it's just something I read in a story. It seems to match up quite well. Actually, that's a good question. Has Zavrin, being like the kind of storyteller absorber he is, has he ever heard of anything like this? I just kind of assumed.
He's heard of different like portals to different realms and stuff that people get sucked into, and this seems kind of similar.
Okay.
Well, the island is magic of some sort because of the light. Magic is expensive, right? There might be goods there.
Admittedly,
Riches.
yes, and admittedly, I am quite interested. I want to explore. If you don't mind, Captain. Looking to.
I mean, it's your life.
I feel like
She-
something wants us here.
She pulls the ship a little bit closer, but not. There's not really a place where she can park the ship, and she says, "You're more than welcome to take the skiff onto the shore of the island."
All right.
Okay, so you guys head to the shore of the island, and as soon as you step foot, you just Delmar, you're very familiar with this feeling. But you just feel yourself morphing and changing. And you guys look over to Yip, and Yip is just turning into a black bear. And Immel turns into a giant goat. Delmar turns into a panther.
What is this? What is this? What is gonna roar?
And Zavrin turns into an ape.
I feel like you would turn into a house cat.
Oh, that's what you made me roll for. Maybe.
Oh, no, I did not. But
wow, okay.
I'm gonna give you control of the ape and the panther.
Zavrin would be like, oh, why am I growing so much hair?
And then the black bear it smiles.
Looking over at Zavrin as an ape, Emil starts laughing, but it sounds more like a goat.
Alright. You guys should have control of your character sheets. I'm dragging you onto the...
I'm going, my brain stopped working. Delmar's going to experiment a bit. He's going to leave the shore.
Nothing happens.
And he, like, gestures to the top of the mountain where they saw the light. And then he looks to his companions.
I begin trying to yell commands to Hugh in the water to flub onto the shore and see if he changes.
Oh, you saw Delmar already do that. He went onto the water. He panted.
No,
paddled.
Hugh.
Oh, Hugh.
Like my manatee.
Got it.
Like
is it a... It's a telekinetic, like, connection that you have with him, right?
Yeah, technically.
So he flops onto the shore and nothing happens. He's still a manatee.
Black bears are medium. I can ride him still.
Yeah, I think it's funny that the giant goat is considered a large creature, and then all of the other ones are considered medium.
I pick up my lance in my mouth if it's still around, and I begin walking. Nope,
it's
gone.
not. All of your equipment, it's
Melded
druid wild shape, so it melded into you guys.
Gotcha. And I begin. I begin marching my way towards the mountain.
Okay.
Yeah, following suit.
Absolutely following.
Okay. So you guys... It takes you quite a little bit to make it to you, the beam of light. And you guys end up... Let me paste you guys. There we go. You guys end up right here. And you see that the beam of light encompasses this whole, like, center altar type thing. And suspended in the beam of light is a druid in, like, a meditation pose. He's got his legs crossed and, like, his hands on his knees. And it looks like he's asleep or meditating.
I reach over to one of these shrubs with my mouth and I rip out a branch and I throw it in the beam of light and see what happens.
It disintegrates.
Growl. He growls.
Ah!
Panther Delmar trots up to the druid guy, and, the beam of light, and like with his paw taps the light.
It singes you a little bit.
Yeah.
And you see around the beam of light where these four little notch things are, there's only 3 of them. But they are in all different directions. One of them has a mountain on it. The other has a tree on it. And the last one has like the elemental water icon on it.
Like
And they're all... Yeah.
Okay.
And around each of the like pedestals is a little like divot at the top, and then around the forest altar or forest pedestal is like shrubbery. Around the water one is a bunch of sand, and then the mountain one is very rocky.
Emma's gonna run at one of these little pedestals and ram it.
Okay, make a ram attack. Okay, roll damage. Some of it crumbles a little bit, but nothing happens.
She's gonna do it again.
These pedestals, are they? Does it look like they're pointing in a direction, or are they just there?
Yes.
They are.
You can see that in the mountain, on the mountain one, it's like oriented towards the mountain that's in the middle of the island. And the water one is oriented towards like the nearest shoreline.
So we're not like on top of the mountains then. Are we like in a valley or something?
You are... I'll show you. You are right about here.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have marked it. There we go.
Okay. So there's one for mountain, there's one for forest, and there's one for water, and there's one for...
there's only 3.
Oh, there's only 3. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to find the orientation of the forest one and kind of look at the direction and begin foraging that way.
Okay. So that one is... this direction, over here.
Alright, mainly I want to use my keen sense of smell and find berries.
There are plenty of berries around. This is a very, very lush island.
See a large brown rumpus disappear into hedges every once in a while, and a very sticky-faced bear kind of pop out of the other end.
Yes.
Immo goat skulls and goat at the berry munch.
Very, very.
Ah! 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 Ah!
You see him put his paws just over his ears, just like.
Abe Zafrin starts like searching through the fur of the bear for bugs, grubs. Probably won't find any, but he's still doing it.
Oh, he finds a couple. There's a couple of ticks, a couple of fleas that he finds.
Now, following this in direction, do we see any trails or paths that look like they've been worn? Any deer paths or paths that maybe a humanoid has walked?
You see a couple of paths, but they look very overgrown. Like it's been a long time since anyone was here.
Emma's going to go back to ramming one of this same pillar.
Panther is gonna follow Bear.
Okay.
I'm going to try to investigate one of the overgrown paths, see if I can find some other sort of structure.
Emma, whenever you do that, you get like a flare of energy that comes out from the pedestal.
This just encourages the behavior.
And brush stubborn.
Okay, you keep doing it, and there's more energy that comes out, and the 23 one, like, it pushes you back in the direction of the bear and the panther and the 8.
Ah!
Okay, so Mr. Bear, Mr. Panther, and Mr. 8, you guys travel for a while and you find one of the paths, and you can kind of follow it. There's a couple of spots where it's like too overgrown for you to follow it, but you see it start up again later on. And it takes you probably an hour and a half, and you notice that you see little bits of wildlife like squirrels and the occasional snake and lots of birds in the sky, but you don't see any life besides that. And it takes you a while, but you end up at this clearing.
This is a good map.
I stole it from Google.
There's a D&D maps subreddit. I've seen this and I'm like, this is a good map. Thank you.
Emma, did you end up following everyone else, or are you still ramming the pedestal?
I figured I should stop ramming the pedestal when I got thrown back the last time. So I followed.
Okay, so you guys end up in a clearing.
I'm going to start sniffing around.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Alright. So this is smell based. He's just smelling, so I'll roll this with advantage, and if you want me to roll again for sight based stuff, I will. What the hell? First 3, okay. And yeah, the 19. What do I smell?
You smell lots of like earth and rocks and trees and stuff like that.
Nothing discernible or nothing of note.
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception with your eyeballs.
All right. Ape will also be rolling with their eyeballs.
Okay.
Oh, I had +4 perception for the panther.
Okay, so Delmar, you see that this tree over here looks a little weird. Like it's a little bit bigger than the other trees. It's rounder.
He approaches and kind of paws at it, claws it a little bit.
I see that he's going for trees, and I kind of run over to another one, just randomly. Again, rubbing against it.
It feels good.
Their necessities.
Is there a prickly paw pair thing?
Emma walks over to the tree. She sees Panther pawing at and looks at it.
And looks what?
And just looks at it.
Okay. You can see towards the top of the tree there's a what looks like a light.
Panthers have a climb speed. So
They sure do.
He's going to jump up and just start. He like jumps onto the tree, and it's like an instinct for him, and he just kind of blinks and is like, like internally is like, oh, this is interesting, but externally he's just starting to make his way up.
I see him and I begin climbing my own tree.
Okay, so when you get to the top of that tree, you see embedded in, so you know that little, like, where all the branches, like, come out, there's that little spot where you can, like, stand?
Yeah.
Embedded inside of the tree is a green crystal.
He smells the crystal.
It smells like a mineral.
Okay, I mean, and then just picks it up with his teeth, and then
It does not budge. It's embedded into the tree.
And then he like paws at it a little bit, and then tries to like wiggle it like a tooth.
It starts to wiggle free.
And he's wiggling it more.
After some vigorous wiggling, like you look like you're like a dog with a toy.
Like the tree is shaking a little bit.
Yep, and it pops out.
And he pops out when he has his teeth around it, and he just yanks it, and then he falls out of the tree. But like wiggling through the air, all cat grace like, but lands on his feet.
Yep, perfect.
And he presents the crystal. Oh, oh! Says Ape Zavrin.
And the crystal is glowing and producing its own light.
You see just a bare-faced kind of periscope down out of the tree.
Oh. Oh. And then he starts to gesture to go back to the pedestal place.
I bound behind him.
Right, and you guys take the same path as you did before, and you end up back at the altar.
Thinking back to his experience at the tower and whatever other crazy adventures he's had that might have to do with placing objects in places to make things happen, he takes the mineral and he tries to find a divot for it or whatever.
Whenever you bring the crystal closer and you like put it on top of the pedestal opens up and consumes the crystal. And you see the beam of light kind of waver a little bit.
Andrew takes a look at his companions and goes to the next one and just starts bounding into the whatever direction it is. He's got the idea.
Imo just follows.
Which one are you guys going after next?
Water? Whatever this one is.
Okay.
That's there.
So you guys start making your way, and it takes a little bit longer because it's a little further away, and it's a lot more overgrown. There's no path really through, and you guys end up over here.
At the beach, or is that at like near a lake?
Oh, it is at the beach. I need to put these on the right layer. Hold on. There we go.
So I'm gonna begin spotting out for crystals.
Yeah, that's what Panther's doing too.
Everyone make
go?
me... would it be investigation or perception?
Do you want us to have like +1 or -4?
Oops, wrong button.
Initiative. We don't fight. Death battle.
Go ahead and do perception. Oh, yep. You immediately hone in on this. You hone in over here, and over here is like a little. It's an altar. It looks a lot similar to the one at the center at the beam. but the crystal is inside of it.
It's still accessible, or do I have to like open something?
You see what looks like there's a weird spot in the sand right over here, and it looks like you won't be able to get the crystal out because it's like completely enclosed.
Can you describe?
It's enclosed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it like kind of buried in it, in the sand?
So have you guys seen the Pokemon movie?
Which one?
Which one?
The Lugia one, where he has to go and get all the.
And he's got to get the orb thingy off, and he's like that.
Yeah, it's like that, only more intense. Like it's more closed off. It's like kind of like a mini obelisk, and the top of it is like hollowed out, and the crystal is inside of it.
With his opposable thumbs, Ape Zaverin's going to try to get up in there.
Okay, he tries to pull at the crystal and nothing happens.
What kind of trees are these?
Palm trees.
Are there any coconuts around on this beach?
There's a couple.
I'm gonna try to pick up a coconut.
Emma makes a loud noise, like "meh," like move, and she's gonna ram it.
Okay. Nothing happens.
He goes, Zaverin goes, grabs a rock, and he starts like, he grabs a rock that like kind of has an edge to it, as much of an edge that a natural rock can't have, and he's trying. Actually, he gets two rocks, one with an edge to it and one blunter one, and he's gonna start trying to use it as a what's the word I'm looking for? A
Chisel?
tool. Huh? Yeah, chisel. Close enough. To try and pry it out.
Yeah, nothing. He tries and tries and tries, but it doesn't seem to make any headway. Emil, did you back up when you tried to ram it?
No, but I can back up and try to ram it. I'll use my charge.
Okay, because when you back up, your hoof kind of like goes down into the sand. And then when you back up off of that space, you see that the sand kind of lifts up.
So I use my hooves and I dig a little bit.
Okay, and under the sand you see what looks like a flat stone made out of the same material that the pedestal, the little altar obelisk thing, is made out of.
I try to crack the coconut I found into two halves, and I begin using it as like a makeshift little shovel.
Yeah.
A tiny little bit.
Zaverin starts to just move sand away as fast as he can with his hands.
Okay, and you guys do uncover, after 20 minutes of digging, you uncover 3 more of the same little stones. There's one here, one here, one here, and one here.
Stones like the crystals, or?
No, like the one that Emil stepped on.
Okay.
So Emil steps on the one in front of her. Does it depress?
It does.
I'm gonna run over to this one and try to like just push my paw on it.
And it depresses teeth.
The two that I'm playing also do that.
Okay. And whenever you guys stand on all 4 of them, the top of the obelisk kind of breaks open, and the crystal falls out.
I snag it up in my mouth.
It tastes like sand.
Zaverin goes over and he's just like, he's moving his arms around, up and down in celebration, and then like pets the bear like a dog.
You see like a very proud face, just chin up.
Panther looks back up the hill where we came from.
Okay. So you guys are back at the altar.
I timidly put the stone on the altar and kind of paw it forward.
And it does the exact same thing where it opens up and it consumes the crystal.
Ah!
Okay. You guys headed towards the mountainous region.
That would be the one.
Okay. So Emma, you are just suited for this terrain. It is like goat heaven over here. And you guys travel for a little bit with Emma leading. And you end up over here. Oh, I gotta paste. Hold on. Boop.
Emil just runs up the hills, looking around.
Okay, and it's not hard to spot this giant thing over here. And the blue stuff is not water. I couldn't find a chasm. It's like a moat, right? Only it descends into the depths and a very far away, and there's like spikes at the bottom. And in the center is just the tiniest little sliver of like rock holding up the crystal.
Whew.
Now, can I go down the side without getting hurt, or will I hit the spike?
You would hit spikes.
Is the vegetation that's presented on the map actually there?
Yes.
Ape Zavrin grabs the longest branch he can find. 2 longer branches, and he brings them over. Can he, like, reach it?
Whenever, it's probably a good, 7 feet across.
Okay.
To the crystal.
So
I'm not sure if you could,
7 feet
you could find a
7-foot radius?
No, it's from your point, it's 7 feet to the crystal, so 14 feet across.
So radius is half of it, so yeah, it would be 7 foot.
Radius is half of the diameter, yeah.
That's a bit of a ways. Let's see. I'm going to start investigating the thing and see if there's any buttons or hidden parts or anything conspicuous.
Okay, make a perception check.
Okay.
You don't see anything conspicuous.
Does it have this ring here around it?
It does.
Emil's going to try pushing on it to see if it'll move.
Oh, it's embedded in the ground.
She steps on one of these little rock protrusions here, see if it moves.
Nothing happens.
Yip is going to go grab a few rocks and kind of get the attention of the group as he begins stacking them on top of each other. And then he kind of leans them forward.
As he's watching this, the panther sits and the tail kind of swishes back and forth curiously. But then he gets the picture.
And he kind of points to himself and I kind of point at the goat and to my shoulders. And then you two.
Or no, he's kind of he gestures to the panther, gestures to God, the panther. Delmar gestures to Zavrin and has his paw out and then wiggles the little toes, and Zavrin does the same thing, and then Delmar like hits his thumb with one of his paws, and then Zavrin like closes and opens his fist, and then like gestures for the crystal with the closing and opening of his opposable thumb fist.
Okay.
He's implying that he would be on top.
So is the goat bigger than me, or am I?
Oh, the goat is bigger than all of you.
I'm thinking goat and bear support panther supports ape somehow.
You've got the tail. I almost think that you should be the top.
Ooh, the tail. You're right.
Because he can hold
Is
you
the
by
tail
the tail.
prehensile?
I don't think a panther's tail is prehensile.
No, I was thinking more like, you Mission Impossible it, like he runs you down like a rope with the tail.
Oh wait, is it down? Oh, is it down? I thought it was.
No,
like...
it's straight. It's straight across.
Okay.
Oh, it's.
Yeah, it's like there's an itty bitty little rock spire that it's sitting on. Like there's a bunch of spikes, and then there's a very tall spike, and on the tall spike is the crystal.
Oh no, it's like a platform. The crystal is just laying, like it's like hovering over.
I don't see any other.
It's just big enough for the crystal.
I don't see any other thing other than us stacking, and I think it would be good if Bear held on to Goat from like the back, like held on to like the haunches, and then reach over with Panther and Ape. So
Okay.
Gonna attempt that.
I need strength checks from Yip and Emma, and then dex checks from both of your characters, Mike.
Dex checks. Good thing they're both okay.
Haha, I'm weaker as a bear. Not so good for me either.
Okay.
Well, at least Emma's carrying her part.
Yes. Emma is the sole reason you guys are not falling into the pit. Like, you guys are trying to grab that crystal, and it is... You're, like, wobbling. You can't quite grab it. You can try again if you'd like.
Yeah. I don't see any other way out of this. If we get spiked, we get spiked. So, should I roll dex checks for them again?
Yeah.
Really bad on that one.
Okay, that's more than enough. Zavarin manages to like grab a hold of the crystal, and it comes freely, like it's not attached or anything. And he like fumbles with it a little bit before grabbing it and holding it onto it himself.
Panther, like, immediately tries to retract back, and they both stumble onto the ground. And he lifts it up in his hands.
Alright.
As we walk away, I kind of turn back into the pit and I put my tongue out and I go. Follow after him.
Okay. So you guys head back to the altar.
Alright.
And are you gonna put the crystal in?
Yeah, Zavrin Ape puts the crystal in.
Okay.
Whoa, what the heck?
Oh, that is
That was weird, my bad.
perfect.
Alright.
So the pedestal consumes the crystal, and then you guys see the beam waver some more and starts to flicker. And then it flickers faster, and then it like explodes outwards, blinding you guys for a second. And whenever you guys can see again, you are back into your normal forms.
Are we still standing there?
Yeah.
I'm rolling on the ground, still making bear noises. Rare, rare.
Zavrin's
What?
like hunched over a little bit. What on earth was that?
Stand up.
And the druid in the center, he slowly lowers.
My good sir, I
Then
demand an explanation.
I
He,
was
uh,
so tall.
He shakes himself awake and he says, "Oh my god, thank you guys so much. I've been trapped in that beam for the last 50 years. I couldn't do anything except watch the world around me.
Who did this to you? And how?
I was cursed by a fae a long time ago. I thought I was doing what was best for my tribe." And he reaches his hand out and he says, "I'm Olajor Blackfur. I'm the leader of this island."
Delmar, Zaladir. Zavrin, Winsong. They both shake his hand.
Emil Drothscar.
Don Yip, what is this island and what is the pink mist?
The pink mist was a curse brought on by a satyr that I had made a deal with that very clearly backfired on me. I wanted to create this place into a haven for me and my druid tribe. And as he says that, you see a couple more druids like come out from the trees. They're like shaking their heads, and then they see you, and they like drop to one knee, and they thank you profusely.
Delmar, I can't really. Never mind.
Yippee eats it up. Jumps onto one of these pedestals and just begins doing the little northward pose with the sword. Yeah!
And they just they cheer for you. They're like, "Thank you so much."
Can I see the ocean from here?
It's obscured by the trees,
Okay.
but you do see it off in like the distance.
I was gonna see if I could see the pink mist anymore.
Oh no, it's gone.
Well, suppose we should get back to the ship.
Wait, we have rescued them. What about a reward for the heroes?
Olajor says, "Yes, yes. You stay here for 1 second," and he runs off. And
I
he
hope
goes
it's a feast.
He goes down these stairs, and you see like a door covered up by vines. And he pulls out a key from one of his pockets, and he opens the door and disappears for a few minutes. And then he comes back with gifts for all of you. And he hands a bag over to Emil and says, "I think that you need to take this."
Thank you, kind. She looks in the bag. What did she see?
You see a sphere, like a glass sphere, with like a wiggly, jiggly, black, opaque substance inside of it. And there's a couple of like gold coins at the bottom of it. But just the sphere is in there with the gold coins. And then he hands Zavrin another pouch.
What's in here? He takes a look.
He doesn't see anything, but when he reaches his hand in, he pulls out a cookie.
What a curious little bag. He takes a small nibble of the cookie, tasting it.
It is the most delicious cookie that he has ever tasted in his life.
Oh.
And it is like warm and freshly baked. It's delightful. And Olazor turns to Don Yip and hands him it's a small little stone. And it looks like a tumbled stone. And he says, "This is very special. I can tell you're the leader of this group. And just focus on this stone if you ever need any help. And you will receive it."
So, like, if my back itches,
This is more of a life or death situation.
I will treasure it. Thank you.
And he turns to Delmar and hands him another small sack. And inside the sack is a boomerang and a bunch of like little gems.
He pulls
And
out
then
the boomerang.
it is a finely crafted weapon. And it feels wonderful in your hand when you hold it. Like it's like perfectly balanced.
What is this? I'm not familiar.
Olazor, he smiles and he says, "Throw it."
Should I throw it a certain way?
Any way that you want.
Alright. He takes it and he chucks it like a dagger. Sort of at a 45-degree angle into the sky.
Alright, so it swoops through the air at a surprising speed, and you hear it like whistling, and then it comes around and it whips back at you.
Oh,
Are you gonna
lifts
gonna
his
try and
hand
catch it?
To catch it, yeah.
Okay. And you catch it, and it is a wonderfully crafted boomerang. And there's little gems on the inside of the bag, and also a large, like, I don't know how to do like sizes. It's a gold coin, probably about the size of like an avocado.
Okay.
And it's got a strange symbol on it. And he's like, "These are the most valuable things we have in our treasury. They're all things that have washed up on the shore, and I hope that you take care of them."
Emil pulls out the
avocado.
sphere and just looks through it.
It wiggles at you.
Sir,
And he turns
I
to you
don't
and says,
mean to
"Yes?"
sound naive, but what is this?
We don't know what it is, but it eats things, and it will drink things too.
A pet.
Does it get indigestion?
I don't believe so.
Well, more for me.
She takes out a little bit of her ration and she feeds it to the sphere.
Oh, and it like slurps it. Like you don't know how it works.
Does it like
But
phase
it, like-
into it?
Yeah,
Whoa. No clip.
basically.
I think I will name it Joe.
And it jiggles happily.
It's a tribble. Goo tribble.
She puts it back in her sack and puts it at the top of her pack.
Okay.
Does
Are
the
you
boomerang-
keeping it in the other? Are you keeping it in the sack that he gave it to you, or are you just putting the sphere into your sack?
Oh, I'm keeping it in the sack he gave it to me.
Okay.
I'm afraid it will eat everything in my pack if I don't.
It's a good idea.
Does the boomerang feel magical?
It does.
Does anything... Okay. Does anything else feel magical, or is it just the boomerang?
I mean, Yip's stone feels magical.
I meant the gems and the gold avocado. Or he pulls it out.
Oh,
so it's a gold disc that has the same sort of size as an avocado. Is what
Right.
It is. Okay.
make
pulls it
a perception check as Delmar.
Joke.
You can tell that some of the gems are real. They're like topazes, they're opals. They're not exactly the most valuable. And then some of them are just painted rocks.
Great. What about the gold disc though? He pulls it out and he says, "What exactly is this doing, no?"
Well, it's made out of gold. That's all we really know about it. We found it on the shore. Oh, I guess that would have been about 10 years before the Fey creature.
Shrugs. Thank you kindly.
No, thank you. And he bows and he's like, "Is there anything that we can do for you?"
Point us in the direction of the, oh crap. It starts with a P. Why am I blanking on it?
The Plyjaz Expanse?
The Pajaz Expanse. Actually, do you know where in the world we are?
Oh, well, this is the island, and this is an island in the Kuriel Sea, pretty far away from the Plyjaz Expanse. Is that where you guys came from?
We saw the pink mist. We couldn't avoid it, and we had to forge our way through it. And we showed up here.
I see. Well, let me see what I can do. And he goes off with the other druids, and he comes back about 10 minutes later, and he says, "I think if we all of us druids focused our power and our energy, we would be able to open a way for you and your, did you say your ship?"
We have a whole crew and a ship on the shore.
Well, I think we would be able to get your ship through to the Plyjaz Expanse.
He purses his lips and he says, "This is most appreciated." He kind of looks at Don Yip to see if he wants to close this interaction. Be his leadery self.
You see Don Yip kind of looking at his own hands and stuff, and like kind of sighing. I was so big.
Well, we're happy to have helped you. I don't know if there's anything else you need from us, but we are on a, well, to be honest, we are keeping our crew waiting, so.
Well, let us escort you. And he and his other druids, and there's quite a few more druids now that they've had time to like make their way to the altar. There's probably about 7 or 8 other druids besides Olajor, and they all escort you back to your ship. Oh, I guess we won't even need these tokens anymore.
I liked being a goat.
Oh, I'm glad. Okay, so
Marin calls up to the boat, to the ship.
okay, and whenever you guys make it onto the ship, you see the druids like forming like a semicircle around on the beach, and they start chanting. And behind the ship, you see just this portal surrounded by green light open up, and you see the sea beyond the portal. And Marianne looks at you guys and goes, "What happened?"
It's a bit of a story. Yes, these fine druids, interrupts Zavrin, were trapped here by some fey creature. You never want to make a deal with the fey. They'll always turn it into their favor and your disfavor. But we freed them, and they have informed us that we are very far from where we started, and they're willing to give us a shortcut back. That is what that portal you see is.
She says, well, we better take it while we have the chance.
Agreed.
She motions to the deckhands, and you guys sail through the portal.
I wave to, or Delmar waves to the druids as we leave.
And Olajor waves back at you, and while the others are still chanting. And you guys end up probably, it's not exactly accurate where their portal is, and you end up about here. And she says, well, we're gonna have to stop here. This is about 5 or 6. She says, I'll have to figure out where exactly we are using the stars. And then we'll keep going tomorrow morning.
Agreeable.
Emil goes and sits on the deck and pulls out Joe and feeds it a mango.
Joe, wiggles excitedly in the sphere. Because he loves mangoes.
Delmar is going to spend the next hour experimenting with the... or actually, he's going to spend the whole evening experimenting with the boomerang.
Okay. And it always comes back to you. Always. You throw it.
He throws it like a frisbee, and it comes back to him. He throws it like a dagger, and it comes back to him, and he kind of... Up, and away, web! Kind of tosses that out of his hand like that, and then it still magically comes back. Perfect.
Yep. And you throw it into the water, and it loops around the bottom of the ship and comes out the other side, and it comes back to you.
Can I attack with this thing?
You can.
What?
But it's only going to do the standard 1d4 bludgeoning.
Okay.
Emil pulls the gold out of her bag. Out of the bag where Joe is kept, and she puts Joe back in.
It's just standard gold. You don't see any. There's about 6 or 7 pieces in there. You don't see anything special about them.
Is there any markings on that gold disc?
It looks really weird to you. It's got some weird tribal markings, not the same markings as regular gold pieces around the Shankheim area. And it has a skull on one side.
He's going to bring it to the captain, whose name I forgot again, other than that starts with an N.
Marianne.
Marianne. I keep saying... Okay, I keep wanting to say something else. Captain Marianne.
And she looks up from her map and says, yes?
Do you, when we were on that island, as a reward for our help, the druids gave us each a reward. And part of mine included this gold disc. And he sets it down on the desk. Does this look familiar to you?
She picks it up and she examines it for a minute, and she smirks, then looks up at you and says, this is a pirate coin, and tosses it back at you.
What good will that do me? Is it better to just sell it for the gold?
You might want to do that. It's been known that sometimes pirates, especially in the Kuriel Sea, will enchant their treasure so that they know where it is at all times.
Should I throw it overboard?
Well, I'm not trained in magic,
And you said that felt magical, right?
The coin does feel like slightly magical, but not excessively so.
Okay.
She says, "I'm not trained in magic, but
Well,
I'm sure you could take out some pirates. You're that powerful."
he purses his lips and shrugs, and he says, "I don't doubt it, but if you're concerned about the safety of your crew, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be broken-hearted to have to toss it overboard."
She says, "Well, our ship can outrun any pirate ship. So it's really up to you whether you toss it or not."
He shrugs, pockets it, and he says, "Some eccentric will want to buy it back in, oh crap, what was the name of the town?
Shanghai.
Some eccentric will want to purchase it in Shanghai, I'm sure."
No, I'm sure Lonnie at the Silver Tower would love it.
He nods, puts it away, and he says, "Thank you for your time," and he leaves the cabin. Spends the rest of his time looking out on the deck.
Okay.
I see if my manatee can grow Fabio hair.
He cannot, unfortunately. It only works on horses.
I climb back up the ship. Sad. Go get some food.
And
go
it
to my
is
cabin.
delightful food. And a delightful cabin.
You were big, and now you're not.
It is another uneventful night, surprisingly. I think the sea is calm, the night is clear. There's some clouds, but not a whole lot. You see Marianne spending most of her evening above deck, looking at the stars. And then the next morning, you guys are already underway. Marianne tells you, well, we ended up not too far from where we went into the mist. So we can thank our lucky stars for that. We should hit Baral today.
Emil gets up and she checks her bag with Joe in it and sees if any other gold showed up in the bag over.
Nope, no more gold.
Damn, I was hoping that shit gold.
Delmar starts
You
to
don't
grow.
see any excrement coming from the sphere at all.
Delmar grows excited as they head for the island. He takes another couple tosses with his boomerang to pass the time.
And it always comes back.
Yeah.
Alright, so when you guys get about here, you notice that the waters around Baral get much rougher. And everyone needs to make me Constitution saving throws.
Yay, seasickness. 25.
Constitution saving throw. This is for Zavrin. And this is for Delmar. Oh boy. How did Delmar get seasick? Alright.
I don't know. But Delmar, you and Emil are both sea sick. Like, it is rough. And you see a lot of the other deckhands are looking a little green around the gills too. Some of them are throwing up off the side of the ship. And you see Marianne at the helm just smiling.
Ugh, there's something wrong
Like,
with
nobody
these
can
waters.
tell. No one can tell that Emil's sick because she's already greenish yellow.
Does she turn like blue? Purple? Does this inflict a condition on Delmar, or is that just for flavor?
Yeah, just for flavor.
Okay.
I I try to make my horse green.
Hugh or a horse?
I guess that would be Hugh. It doesn't work on him, so.
Alright, and so you guys end up, and you see Marianne is she's just having the time of her life. She loves this. She is at the helm. She's barking out orders to the seasick crew. She is like avoiding all these different like whirlpools and like reefs of just jutting out rock. And you guys end up about here before Marianne she stops the ship. She says, "Well, we're here."
Oh, it's a time to explore the island and see what we can find.
So the first thing that you notice when the ship arrives is that it is all mountains. Just everywhere. Just all around the edge of the island. There isn't really a shore for the ship to pull up to. So you guys will need to take a skiff again.
You just walk.
Or walk, yeah. And you see a bunch of like seabirds, and there's eagles, and then off in the distance, right about here, is like a pack of walruses. Just they're sunbathing in the evening sun.
Actually, Delmar will suggest that we take a skiff just in case he doesn't make it, so that you guys, if you make it without him, can skiff back to the ship. Don't want to be little disposed if I happen to meet my doom there. He winks.
My cloak will always get us back.
I make my sea cow flubber its way onto the beach so I can turn it back into a horse.
Is there a beach? Or is it like
It is. There's kind of a beach, but it is like super rocky, and the rocks are not like the rocks are sharp. Hugh can handle it just fine because he's a manatee, right? They've got a lot of blubber.
He's chonky.
He is chonky.
But he ain't chonky much longer as he turns into a toothpick horse. And I mount him, and then he just grows miraculous hair once more, and I begin trotting into the mountains.
Following suit.
Okay.
Right behind.
All right. So I don't have a map prepared for this.
Speed of the mind, baby.
But so you guys are making your way through the mountains, and I do need whoever is leading needs to make a nature check.
Nature?
Well, I am leading.
Nature
regardless.
for navigation. Or survival?
That'd be survival.
Okay, survival check.
I am leading regardless of what happens, so I'm saying survival.
Okay, so yep, you kind of have an idea of where you're going. I mean, you're headed inland, and that's really the only way to go. But you do get lost a couple of times around like some cliffs until you pop your head back out and you look around and you see where you're at, and you're like, okay, we're going this way.
This time for sure, right over here. Yes.
This rock looks familiar.
It is a completely new rock.
Of course, fearless leader.
Okay. And so you guys are walking in the mountains until about dark. And you can, you're sort of at the top of one of the like cliffs in the mountains, and you can see into the valley. And there is some like sparse trees here and there, like some little tufts of like dry grass. There's not a whole lot going on this island. Delmar, what would noticing monuments be? What kind of check would that be?
Oh, anything having to do with noticing the world around you is perception.
Alright, make a perception check.
Does Zavrin's passive 25 net him anything?
Jesus.
Or 21, sorry. We're not that high level.
And no, because he did not have the dream sequence that you did.
Oh, got it. Alright, perception. Does the 18 net me anything? With the passive?
No.
Okay. I don't notice whatever I might notice.
Okay.
At least in the dark, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's getting pretty dark.
Should we camp here for the night?
Might not be a bad idea, but we'll definitely need to keep watch if the island is as dangerous as we've been hearing.
I don't mind taking the first watch.
I'll take second. I'll take third. Unless
I will sleep. Good night.
As I turtle into my little armor shell.
Good night, fearless leader. Alright.
Okay. So, nothing happens during the night. And while during your watch, you see a couple of, like, birds of prey. Like, circle. Yeah. Circle around you. And, like, land on a rock nearby and then look at you before flying off. But that's about all that happens in the nighttime.
I pass on to Delmar that I saw the birds.
Okay. Were the birds significant? This is Mike asking.
They were birds.
Okay. Understood.
But you never know with birds of prey.
Understood.
Okay, so you guys wake up in the morning. Delmar, make me another perception check.
He rolls up his bedroll, puts it back. Actually, he doesn't have a bedroll, so he's not really...
Actually, let's save the perception check for a little bit later.
Okay. He stands up and has all of his gear. He's ready to go. For fun, he chucks the boomerang as far as it can. Just
And
watching it spin around in the air.
Comes right back.
I don't think I'm going to get tired of that.
And we'll pull Joe out of the bag and gives him some more hardtack.
He wiggles just so happily at it.
She's looking at him to see if maybe he's grown a little bit or anything.
He sure has.
Oh.
He's grown a little bit.
Is he grown heavy?
He's a little bit heavier, but it's not really a big difference. He's more voluminous. And it's getting kind of tight in the sphere.
She cuddles him against her cheek and then puts him back in the bag. I've never had a pet before.
Let us continue.
Okay. About an hour or two into traveling, and you're past the hardest part of traveling through this area. You're over the tops of the mountains.
Is it still mountainous?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And you're going downwards into the valley now. So now I need your perception check.
Looking over the valley of death. Perception. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you look northward and you see the mountains that were in your dream.
He stops moving for a second. Anyone who's behind him, Zavrin runs into him.
Emil bounces off the back of Zavrin.
And Don Yip keeps going.
Just, yep.
Delma. And Delmar is just looking, shakes his head. And he points in the direction of the mountains, and he says, "Those mountains, they were in my dream. Don't yip.
Hey, what?
And he points. He says, "Those were the mountains that were in my, the dream I had that supplemented the vision."
Oh, the Vision Mountains.
Oui. I believe we should head that way.
I just follow him.
I'm following him.
The dawn
Okay.
following.
Yeah, I'm following you.
All right.
You know the mountains.
He marches toward that spot.
Okay. Make a survival check.
All right, for navigation.
Yep.
I rolled 2
Oh, yeah.
17s in a row. Combat's not going to be fun tonight.
So you are like just determined to get to this mountain, and you are pretty adept at leading the rest of the party. And it doesn't take you long to reach the base of the mountain, where you guys see
You see?
a mine entrance.
Does that match the dream?
It sure does.
Delmar is just kind of shivering a little bit just because of the uncanniness of it all.
And you see... Hold on, I gotta...
Is that that wood gate? Is that like, are we here on this trail and like the wood gate is blocking our vision, or?
Yes.
Okay.
And you see these guys here.
Oh dear.
Hmm.
Let me drag your characters out. Oh, this is not the right... Okay, hold on.
No, says Saffron.
There you go. And you see these things, which look very foreign to you. You hear a whirring sound, and they stand up with their weapons. And they stare at you.
Do you think we can talk to them? Says Saffron. You can certainly try. And if they make a move, we attack.
Hello.
Hello.
They do not respond. But they
I'm gonna
point.
take a
They
step forward.
whenever you take a step forward, they point their weapons at you.
I don't think we are going to resolve anything peacefully, and they refuse to talk. Normally I wouldn't mess with someone's place, but he pulls out his glaive. I don't think we are going to get that opportunity.
Whenever you pull out your glaive, you see this one here in the middle. It makes a screeching sound.
Oh god.
That almost like, you know, when brakes are really like bad and they screech whenever you hit them.
Uh-huh.
That's about the sound that he makes. And you see these guys pop up over the railing of this little platform. And they've got short bows in their robotic arms.
Look at the tops of the battlements. On guard! I charge him.
Okay, roll initiative. This is not okay. This is not going to be this is not going to be a 20-minute battle.
Doubtful.
Like, you say it's going to be long, or cakewalk?
It's going to be very long.
Oh. I mean, I can stay around.
Because these guys all, like, each of these guys make 4 attacks.
Nice.
And then these guys make 3, and this guy makes 5.
We'll see.
We're dying.
We're dead.
I wouldn't be so sure of that.
Do you want me to get some musics?
Are you guys okay with staying over?
I am.
It's fine.
How much time after time do you have, Miles? Do you have any idea?
I don't know. Usually it's been, 10:20-ish, 10:25-ish. So I've got 40 minutes.
Okay. Well, we can get as far as we can. Go ahead and do number 8.
Number 8. Ooh, that's not one that I've done before.
And I gotta pull all these guys' sheets up. So...
Yay, Modrons. That's
no,
the
I
sound
thought
it
they
makes.
were pretty cool.
Oh crap, it's longer than 3 hours, which means... Okay, I'm gonna do this. Time to bring out Hime. This is all of our copyright claims.
Yep. Okay, so... Okay, I have to... Which one was for Zavrin? Yeah, I've got 2 of everyone because I did not clear it beforehand. Okay. Okay. I think that's right.
All our turns are still there.
Okay. Now I gotta roll all these guys.
Whoa. Wow, 18s.
Okay.
Frozen in time. The camera sort of swoops around with that epic swell of music before the action begins resolving.
Okay, so this guy here, he pulls out his short bow, knocks an arrow, and draws it back, and then waits. And this guy does the same, and so does this guy.
I am definitely mid-charge, so if they're waiting for me to attack, I mean, I'm displaying aggression.
That's not what they're waiting for.
Okay.
Alright, yep.
Where is my mighty steed?
Oh, right. Oh, I don't have a... Okay, hold on.
Thank goodness for the mounted combat rules.
Right. Yes.
Alright, there you go.
Alright.
Oh. Send them 2 back. There you go.
I has Pony. I can't control Pony, but either way, I moved it forward with Pony and charge on this one.
There you go. Now you can charge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, pin him to the gate with the lance.
What time of day is it?
It is before noon, so it's daytime.
Okay, so that means I have disadvantage because of my eyes, but I have advantage because he's smaller than my horse, so that means I'm rolling normally.
Okay. Yes, that is a hit. Okay.
Then I will poke him once more. Yeah!
Yep. Whew. Okay, he looks roughed up. There's like sparks coming out of him.
I will trot my movement over here, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Zavrin.
Alright. Zavrin. I feel very bad because I kind of forgot to do... alright, Zavrin. How high up are these pillars? Or are the towers here?
About 20 feet.
20 feet. Alright. He will, he'll point his, he'll pull out his lute and he'll play a very spicy tone, and he's gonna drop a fireball on this here.
Okie dokie.
I don't think we need the template area of effect. It's just gonna blow up all of them. Let me roll the thingy.
It's dex saving throws?
There you go.
I think it's just a regular d20. Okay, so 2 of them do not make it. 1 of them does. Alright, I gotta start keeping track of this. Okay, so this guy. Oops. So these 2 do not make it.
Okay.
And they... That is 21. Mm, 11. Okay. Okie dokie.
Turn. He'll also inspire Emil.
Emil, you are inspired.
And with that inspiration, she is going to rush forward
Okay.
and hit this guy, an unarmed.
That hits.
And she's going to use her flurry of blows and just keep hitting them.
Okay. That hits. Okay. That hits. Okay.
That is her turn.
Delmar.
I continue my charge. Actually, he goes just to here, and because he's got his glaive.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to go ham. Storm Beacon.
That's a hit.
And I'm going to attempt to Alright, I'm just going to push him. Which basically means I'm not really going to do anything, but I want to add on the superiority die.
Okay.
So, crap, where's it? There it is. So that much damage for the first one. He's going to attack again. And that's his turn.
Okie dokie.
So he slashes in with a couple of...
Yep, you managed to hit one of the arms of the pentadrone, and it like squeals a little bit. And these tri-drones do nothing, and neither does this quadrone. So the pentadrone, on his turn, he says something in a language that you can't understand, and you see the rest of the drones around you like perk up. And he walks forward, and he's gonna make he's gonna make 5 arm attacks at you.
Alright. Miss. Miss. Hit. By the way, for the 9, okay, 4 bludgeoning. I want to riposte
Okay,
with my reaction.
that is a hit.
That, and the superiority die. Ooh, solid. I take that 4 damage. He's got 2 more. Yeah, miss. Hit. Okay.
Okay, so this quadrone, he flies up into the air, and he's gonna make 2 attacks against Emil and 2 attacks against Delmar.
Boy.
Okay, so these ones are for Emil.
Miss. Miss.
Okay, and these 2 are for Delmar.
Hit. Oof. Alright. Yeah, that also hits. Okay.
Okay, so this one, he's also gonna fly up and make, let's see, 2 shots against Zavrin and 2 shots against Delmar. So these ones are for Zavrin.
Miss. Miss. And hit miss. And a miss.
Okay.
Arrows.
Yep.
To the ground.
These guys are very old, so this one flies up as well into the air and is gonna make 4 shots against Emil.
Miss. Miss. Hit. Hit.
Deflect missiles?
She is going to use deflect missiles.
Alright.
What does that do?
Hold on a second, I'm putting it up for you.
Okay. Oh, okay.
She's gonna try to ninja catch it out of the air.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna catch it.
Yes.
Automatically.
Yeah.
Do you want to use the key point to throw it back?
I was thinking I was going to.
All right. Go for it.
What do I roll for that? I'm looking.
It's
Sorry.
unarmed. It's just your regular monk attack.
Oh, an unarmed.
I don't remember what the range is, but I think it's at least 30 feet.
It says 20, 60 feet. Yeah, that hits. Okay, so green. Okay. So this guy is gonna fly up as well. So all these guys are in the air now. And make 2 shots on Delmar and 2 shots on Emil. So these ones are for Delmar.
Yes. Yes.
These 2 are for Emil.
Hit. Can I react again?
No, you only get 1 reaction, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And that hits. So 17.
Death by a million pokes.
Okay, so this one is gonna fly up. And he's gonna see Yip over here. And make a couple of shots at him.
Miss. Miss. Miss.
Okay. Yep, it is your turn.
Let's see. I believe this one is not looking very well, so I will charge at him. And I will try to pokey him.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
He crumbles apart and then disappears into ashes.
Nice. Then I will continue my charge forward and through as I hit this one right here.
Okay.
Now, because I have a friend within 5 feet, I have double advantage and 1 disadvantage. That means I have advantage.
Okay.
It's very complex. I don't know why I did it to myself.
Well, it's actually not true, but I would allow it.
Yeah,
personally.
that hits.
Why wouldn't it?
Cancel any and all sources of advantage and disadvantage cancel out. There's no overlapping.
So if I have 1
Yeah.
case of disadvantage
Yeah.
and 3 cases of advantage, I get normal?
Yeah, but I mean, I would personally allow it.
Yeah,
So it
I'm
says
gonna
here.
allow it.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to smite this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ow!
Fuck it up.
So 16 plus that, so 31 damage.
Okay, he's looking real rough.
And I believe that will be my turn.
Okay. Zavrin.
Alright. So let's see. I think okay. Zavrin is going to cast he's going to cast Hypnotic Pattern over here. And so what's his D? His DC is 17. It's a Wisdom save.
Okay, the spell does nothing.
Shit. All right. And then darn.
Yeah, they have.
All right. Nope.
At least I don't think so. They have axiomatic mind, which means they can't be compelled to act in any manner contrary to their nature or its instructions.
It's not acting. There's no acting. I don't know. It disables it. The effect is that it is incapacitates it. That's not. It's charmed in the sense of it's not, but it's not commanding it to do anything. So that's your call.
Alright, we'll go ahead and say that they are affected by it.
I mean, if you want flavor justification, the hypnotic pattern distracts them and just makes it so they're boop bop bop.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
DC 17?
Yeah. So the two that fail, their speed becomes 0, and they're in the air.
So this guy falls to the ground. And what is it? 1d6 for every 10 feet?
Yes.
8.
That might not have been the best move. Oh well.
14.
Okay.
Yeah, turn over.
Emil.
Emil is just going to keep striking at this gentleman in front of her, or this thing in front of her.
Esteemed gentle bot.
That is a hit.
And she's going to use for flurry of blows.
Okay.
You gonna try to knock her prone?
Oh. Yeah.
And I am actually going to use my open hand technique to try to knock this one prone. With my final blow.
Okay.
Ooh.
He's dead.
Awesome.
So he's prone in the sense that he disappears into dust.
You have one more attack.
I'm going to turn to the one that's in front of you and attack him. And I will try to knock him prone.
That is a miss, actually.
Whoa.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do I roll? Is that a 1d6?
D8 or D10.
Only
That's-
I would roll a 1.
That's still a miss, so I'm sorry.
Damn.
Okay.
Okay, that's my turn.
Delmar.
All right. He is going to take a breath. I'm going to use my second wind as a bonus action. D10 plus 5, fighter level 12. All right, not bad. I'm gonna do that calculation real quick. All right, and then he's going to. I think it's action surge time. By the way, how close are these guys? Like they're in the air? Are they like in the same space? Or rather, are they on the same like height level?
The green one is a little bit higher than the other two, but the other two are at the same level.
Are the green and the red within 10 feet of each other?
Yes.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to action surge, and Storm Beacon starts to glow and flame up, and he holds it to the side of him, and he's going to cast Call Lightning right here, so that these two guys are affected. So I'll cue it. Yeah. Solid. And then I'll roll a couple attacks. So one saves, one doesn't. That's not bad. And then after the lightning comes down, he brings the glaive in a wide arc and tries to slash through the quadrico. Missing. And hitting. Hitting?
Yep.
Hitting. And he's
dead.
Alright. Slashes through it. That's my turn.
Okay. So this quadrone is gonna make some shots at Yip.
Yep.
It's 24 hit.
Oh, on me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now blue guy is seeing that Delmar just call lightning is gonna unload his quiver at Delmar.
Alright. Miss.
Oof.
He was too angry.
He was. Alright, this one's gonna shoot at Yip too.
Not Yip.
Ah! That hits.
Oh.
Oh,
thought that 25 was the damage for a second.
Thank God it wasn't.
Holy crap.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, this Quadro, in its sizzling glory, is going to shoot at Delmar.
Alright. Miss. Hit. Also hit, okay. Piercing, okay, so I, 16, it's from my HP. Miss, okay, so I need to make 2 con saves here. So, save. Save!
Alright.
I have to survive another couple of volleys.
Alright, this one's gonna shoot at Zavrin.
That's a hit. He's gonna cutting words that.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? No, he's not. It's too much. Okay, 6 piercing. Jesus Christ. Hit. 11. Oh, crap.
Oh my God.
Are you trying to kill Zavrin?
I'm not trying to, I swear.
Oh, math is hard.
14.
Okay, got it. Miss.
Okay. This guy, who fell to the ground, lost his quiver. So he's gonna come up here and try and punch Yip with 2 fist attacks.
Tink. That also misses.
Okay. Yep.
All right. I suppose the one next to me is the only one I can really hit from right here. How tall is the building?
About 20 feet up.
Gotcha. So then I will just stab the one in front of me,
Okay.
and it should go to neutral with all the things. Yeah. All right. So, bam.
That is a miss.
And I will do it again.
That's a hit.
We're gonna do the smites again.
Oh my
And
God.
It's gonna be 25,
He's dead.
30, 44 damage.
Yeah, he's dead. Deader than a doornail.
And who is looking the worst of my teammates right now as I turn back to all of them?
Delmar is not doing too... Well, he's not doing bad. He's 81 out of 108. Zavrin is 72 out of 97.
Yeah, Emil is 63 out of 8.
I'm just gonna start getting in the middle spot then, see if I can tank some of these arrows. Alright, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Zavrin.
I need to check something real quick. Crap. Dang it. I guess. Okay. Okay. So, Zavrin is going to. How high up are these dudes now?
They're in about the same spots.
Okay. Then he is going to lob one more fireball at the 3
Okay.
of these guys. Is there any danger of hitting an ally?
No.
Alright. So we're gonna meow. That's coming from
Okay.
Zavrin.
Green guy is dead. So deck saves.
That'll be
So-
the last 20 rolls.
Red guy is dead. And blue guy takes 15. Sorry, I'm marking things off. Okay. Okay, Immel.
How far up is Blue Guy?
He's still kind of hovering above that little spot, so he's maybe 25 feet up.
Okay, she's gonna throw darts at him.
Okay.
2 dart action.
That is a miss. That is a hit.
This is also a D6, by the way. For future reference.
Oh, do I have D4? Damn it.
That's because it's a dart. But your monk die applies to any monk weapon, and a dart is a monk weapon.
We could add 2 to it.
I mean, she rolled max.
Up to you. I did roll max.
Okay. They are not looking so hot right now. Well, the yellow and the orange guy look fine, but the blue guy's not looking hot.
Delmar has Storm's beacon, the glaive, in both hands, and he raises it up, and the storm cloud, kind of like the density of it, kind of like billows over above those 2, the yellow and the orange one, and he's going to zap them.
Okie dokie. Alright.
And that's his turn.
Okay, so I think... Oh, he was incapacitated, then he was lightninging.
Alright.
So he's gonna shoot at Delmar.
Alright. Miss. Hit. Miss. Miss. For 9. Okay. 1 second. 72. Hurting a little bit now. And then I need to make a con save. Go. Saved.
Yep. Okay, so this guy is gonna shoot it. Yep. So he doesn't want his arrows thrown back at him.
Hit. Hits.
Jeez Louise.
Misses.
Alright. And the orange guy... Oh, okay. More than enough. He's gonna shoot at Zavrin.
Miss. Miss. Hit. Hit. Okay, so 11. You notice, couple trickles of blood running from, Delmar. I need to make some con saves. Biop. Still got the lightning.
Okay, yep.
Okay, so let's see. Which one's the closest to the ground right now?
Probably the blue guy.
So I'm on top of my horse and I have a reach of 10 feet. Can I poke him from the ground?
I'm gonna say yeah.
Alright, then I will mount up, give a little backstep, and then just charge in. Probably have to get all the way underneath his lumpy butt in order to attack him.
That is a hit.
30.
We're gonna smite level 2.
Oh, he's dead.
Ah.
It was the smite that did it.
It sure was.
I have a second attack action. I guess I'll just mosey on over here as much as I can, and then that'll be my turn because I can't get to them.
Okie dokie. Zavrin.
Alright, he's gonna vicious mockery the yellow guy.
Okay.
DC
Wisdom
save. 4 psychic damage and disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Okay.
He says, "You couldn't hit the broadside of a bone."
Alright. Is he
How
gonna
high
do
up-
anything else?
No, he's done.
Okay. Emma.
How high up are those two?
They're about the same level as the blue one, so they're about 25 feet up.
Okay, she gets underneath them and she's gonna aim for the yellow one.
Don't get too close.
That's a hit.
And she's gonna hit him again.
Okay.
Darn.
That is a miss. He's looking real rough, though.
Okay, that's her turn.
Delmar.
One more time now. Zap. Oh, that was a bad one. DC 16 for those two. Yay!
Alright. Yellow guy is deader than a doornail. And orange guy... 13... He's not looking so hot. With his last 2 arrows, he's gonna shoot at Yip. And he is... His quiver is empty. I don't think so.
No, those miss both.
Tink tink.
Alright, Yip.
Is orange guy available for pokings?
Oh yeah, he sure is.
Working on
Emil offers Yip a boost. She's like 6'5", so
Okay, I'm gonna do the horse to get Zara to platform jump. So I will bounce my way up to here. And I will try to just stab at this fool very angrily. But now I'm making that attack with disadvantage.
That is still... That's just barely misses.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
Ba-da!
He did.
Okay.
He not dead.
Well, he's got a little bit left in him.
And I'll roll over onto the thing. That'll be my turn.
Alright, Zavrin.
Broadside of the bone. No, he doesn't say that. He says, what are you shooting blanks? Oof. Oh, that one. Wait, how is he rolling a d4? He's level 10.
Should be 2d4.
Yeah.
Alright, reroll your 2d4.
I fixed it. It's a 3 now. Awesome.
Okay.
He takes 3 psychic damage. Do we vicious mockery him to death?
You sure do not. I'm sorry.
Alright.
Emma.
Finish the fight.
Emil's tossing some darts at him again.
Okay.
Dart. Finish.
Nope, that misses.
She hits the platform there with the darts.
Yeah, he's kind of obscured.
Die, damn you.
Alright, Delmar. Okay, he's dead.
Ugh.
He's so very dead. That.
Yeah.
You guys did it!
Yay.
Oh, yep, did I just delete you?
Yes, I'm dead. I'm gone forever.
Ah. Oh, no, you're up there. No.
The little spot on the top of the building.
It's hard to keep track.
Amazing.
Okay.
You gonna call it here?
Yeah.
All right.
Seems like a good spot.
Thanks for joining us, Joy.
Bye, Joy.
Bye, Joy.
Bye, Joy.
Bye, Joy.
I am stopping the stream now. Good night.